Greetings YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about a Colonial folding knife known as the Forest Master. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it says Forest Master here. And this is a classic pattern. I've seen a number of these recently at antique shops. In fact, I was inspired by We All Juggle Knives. He had done a review of one that he didn't like because it was kind of cheap. But it got me inspired to actually find one of my own. But there's many different blade configurations for this particular type. This is the Forest Master from Colonial. I believe that Colonial had a number of different patterns as well that had all this basics overall design. It would springs here, large lanyard here, then your blade configuration. And this particular model has 4 blades. And so we have the main blade, which is a classic design, useful for camps, chores, and useful for daily tasks. This particular one has not been well maintained, but I got this at a great price. I got it for $8, and I've seen knives that were in much worse condition than this. I mean, horrible condition compared to this one, that were easily 3 times as much. And so I was thrilled to see this one for only $8. And it also has a nice heft to it. A number of the other ones I've picked up, they didn't quite feel right in the hand, if you know what I mean. So, nice pattern. The blade has no edge. I'm going to do something about it. And I'm on the fence if I want to clean this up or not. If I want to leave this like this, or do I want to try to buff that out somehow. I can't decide what I'm going to do with that. Then we have a screwdriver tip and a classic bottle opener. And then we have a can opener. Now the can opener design, there's nothing wrong with this can opener design. Here you've got a little logo that says USA, which is nice. There's nothing wrong with this design as far as the profile is concerned, but things like that for getting into a can and opening it. The problem is that this tip, this section right here, is flat. There should ideally be a chisel bevel on this. And you're going to want to have it, if you were to have this is a right-hand tool, you want the flat here and you want the chisel on this side. So when you have the can, you come in, you hook it, and you go boonk, and then you go turn it, boonk. And because of the chisel, it helps to go into the metal and then move the metal out of the way. Right now, with this flat, this is going to more like poke holes, boom, 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 which will get the job done, but it will be a whole lot more effort. So I don't think I'm going to mess with this because I'm never going to use this as that tool. But if you were going to want to have an actual can opener on a knife, you're going to want one that has a chisel grind on that. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe it was not manufactured properly. Maybe someone thought that was a superior design. If anyone knows why Colonial Knives made that particular call, tell me. And then the last tool we have on this side is an awl. And the awl's edge is actually not sharp at all. But the comes to a marvelous point. It really does. That would be excellent at piercing. And one thing I like about this particular awl is that this is almost perfectly parallel with the line of the handle. So when you're holding it and you're moving forward with it, like this, it's very comfortable and it very much lines right in there. And I could use this for light scrolling work. It would be excellent for cleaning out fingernails. And if you were to sharpen it up just a smidge more than it is here, you could probably use it for picking out splinters and such. I think if you're going to want to use it as an awl, though, you're probably going to want to take this. Again, this is a chisel grind. This is what it's supposed to be. You're going to probably want to sharpen this up a little bit. I get the impression that whoever owned this never sharpened it, because I get the feeling that this is the way it came and they just used it as it was. And I think they would have been happier with the tool if they, for example, sharpened that up so when you go into a piece of leather or a piece of wood, you could actually turn it and get some scraping action, if you will. This is really how an awl is supposed to operate. But there you go. It's a nice design. It's a good pattern. I don't know if Colonial is still in business or not. I have absolutely no idea. And I would like to actually look into see maybe some modern versions of this that have maybe some slightly superior materials. Because again, it's a nice pattern. It's a little bigger than I would want to carry on a regular basis, but there's something about it that just makes me smile. And at $8, it was something I really couldn't pass up on. And I'm glad it's in my collection. But if anyone out there has had an experience with actually carrying this pattern, in particular this selection of blades, tell me if you own a Forest Master and you've used it, how successful has it, and does the can opener in your model have a chisel grind or not? And if it doesn't have a chisel grind, have you tried to use this particular style with that flat profile to actually open cans? I'd like to know that.